Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this edition of Story Time. I'm Pastor Brad from New Covenant United Church of Christ in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Great to have you with us. And for our Christmas Eve message this year, I will be reading the story of Elf. This is familiar to many, as Will Ferrell turned the book into a movie a number of years ago. So let's get started with the story of Elf. On Christmas morning, Santa and his elves were celebrating another successful year of gift giving when they heard a strange noise coming from the toy sack. One of the older elves adopted the baby named Buddy that was found in the sack. Although Buddy grew twice as fast, he was no different from the other elf children, and he had more Christmas spirit than anyone. But it wasn't always easy being human in an elf world. Buddy could never make toys as fast as the other elves. Buddy did his best to fit in, but Papa Elf knew that he had to tell Buddy the truth. Papa Elf told the story of how Buddy had come to the North Pole as a baby. His human father, Walter, never knew that Buddy was born. Walter lived in a magical place called New York City with his family. But that wasn't all. Santa had one more surprising thing to tell Buddy. Some people just lose sight of what's important in life, Santa explained. That doesn't mean he can't find his way again. Maybe all he needs is a little Christmas spirit. Buddy was determined to bring Christmas cheer to his father and to all of New York City if he could. Buddy said goodbye to Santa, the elves, and Papa Elf. He knew they would always be there for him. Buddy quickly learned that New York City truly was a magical place. He made new friends. He got his shoes shined. He ran circles through revolving doors and played hopscotch on the sidewalk. Finally, Buddy went to see his father, who worked in an office in the Empire State Building. But Buddy's dad didn't want to see him. He didn't believe that Buddy was his son or an elf, and he ordered him to leave. Buddy was beginning to understand why Walter was on Santa's naughty list. Buddy left feeling discouraged, but then he saw something that made him smile. A big store, all decked out for Christmas. Inside, a girl named Jovi was decorating a Christmas tree. Buddy was glad to meet another human who shared his appreciation for elf culture. Jovi told him that Santa would be visiting the store the next day, but he was so excited to see Santa again. But when Santa arrived the next morning, Buddy realized that this Santa was an imposter. You smell like beef and cheese. You're not the real Santa. You sit on a throne of lies, Buddy told him. Buddy ripped off the fake Santa's beard, and all the children screamed. He caused such a ruckus that the store manager called Buddy's dad to pick him up. Buddy met his dad's wife, Emily, and their son, Michael. They were much friendlier than his dad. At dinner, Buddy told his family about the four main food groups the elves eat: candy canes, candy corns, and syrup and candy. Buddy had a whole list of things he wanted to do with his dad. Make snow angels, go ice skating, eat a whole roll of cookie dough, snuggle. But Buddy's dad didn't want to do any of those things. All he wanted to do was work. So Buddy went to work with his dad. He tried coffee. He helped answer the phones. Buddy the elf, what's your favorite color? And he sorted packages in a shiny mail room. Buddy was so excited that he interrupted a big meeting at his dad's office to tell him all about Jovi. I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it, Buddy yelled. But Buddy's dad didn't want to be interrupted. Get out, he yelled. Buddy was so upset he decided to run away and left behind a note. I'm sorry I ruined your lives. Crammed 11 cookies into the VCR. I don't belong here. I don't belong anywhere. I'll never forget you. Love, Buddy. When Michael told his dad that Buddy was missing, Walter felt sorry for yelling at him. He knew what he had to do. Walter's boss didn't want him to leave the meeting, but Walter said that nothing was more important than finding his son. Buddy was on his way out of the city when he saw something strange overhead. It was Santa's sleigh, and it was falling out of the sky. Buddy found Santa in Central Park. My sleigh can't fly without Christmas spirit, and there's no Christmas spirit anymore, Santa explained. I need an elf's help. But Santa, I'm not an elf. Buddy, you're more of an elf than anyone I've ever met. Suddenly, Walter and Michael burst through the trees. They had been looking for Buddy all night. Buddy, I need to apologize to you, Walter said. You've been right about everything, and I don't want you to leave. You're my son, and I love you. I love you too, Dad. Buddy greeted Walter with a hug. While Buddy helped Santa fix the sleigh, Walter and Michael joined Emily and Jovi in the crowd outside Central Park. They needed to help people find their Christmas spirit. Jovi remembered something that Buddy had told her. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. One by one, everyone began to sing. It's wonderful, Buddy exclaimed. Everyone except Walter. Dad, you have to sing, Michael said. Finally, Walter joined in. Santa Claus is coming to town. Just in the nick of time, Santa's sleigh soared into the sky. There was so much Christmas spirit in the air that the sleigh flew all the way to the top of the Empire State Building. The next day, Christmas, it was the best Christmas ever because Buddy got to spend it with his whole family, enjoying his favorite things, singing, giving gifts, and snuggling. And that's the story of how, with the help of Buddy, Christmas was saved, and his spirit saved a lot of other people also. This ends our story. In the story, Buddy the elf saves Christmas by filling everyone with the Christmas spirit. What are some of the feelings that you associate with the Christmas spirit? Sure, there are those that we celebrate during the Advent season. We light the Advent candle of hope, peace, joy, and love. Those are certainly feelings of the Christmas spirit. But there's also things like kindness and generosity. Those are all the things that Jesus also shares with us. Jesus gives us hope. He's the Prince of Peace. He fills us with joy. He spreads love. He spreads kindness, and he encourages us to be generous. Those are the same feelings. Those are the same emotions that we're called to share with the world, just as God and Jesus share them with us. That Christmas spirit that Buddy shares with his family and his community at Christmas time is the same spirit that Jesus shares with us, and it's the same spirit that Jesus calls us to share with others. So be a buddy this Christmas. Be like Buddy the Elf this Christmas. Be like Buddy the Elf, not just at Christmas time, but all year long. Be like Buddy the Elf all year long and share hope, share peace, share joy, share love, share kindness, share the Christmas spirit like Jesus, share the Christmas spirit like Buddy the Elf all throughout the year. May it be so. Thanks be to God. Amen. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me for story time this morning or this afternoon or this evening, depending on when you're watching it. Thank you so much for joining us. It was great to be with you. I hope you enjoyed the story of Buddy the Elf. And please share the Christmas spirit, not only during the season of Advent or the season of Christmas or Epiphany, but all year long. Share God's hope, God's love, joy, peace, happiness, kindness, generosity, just like Buddy. Be a buddy all year long, not only at Christmas. Peace be with you, everyone. Peace, blessings, love, and prayers till we see you again. Bye-bye.